We begin tonight, keeping them honest, with newly released evidence in the Trayvon Martin shooting. For the first time, audio tapes of the police interview with Trayvon Martin's girlfriend. And for the first time, we've learned there's an eyewitness who says they saw the fight between George Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin. Now, there's still much we don't know about what happened, but what we know for sure, of course, is that 17-year-old Martin died of a gunshot wound to the chest and that Zimmerman was the one who pulled the trigger. What we don't know is if Zimmerman acted in self-defense, as he claims. Yesterday, the state of Florida released a ton of evidence in the case, and even the evidence itself tells two very different stories of what happened that night. Each piece of the puzzle can be seen in a number of ways. We've been going through the evidence all last night and all today. Some of it, though, speaks for itself. Surveillance video from the convenience store where Trayvon Martin bought candy and iced tea. The video, compelling, if only because it shows the teenager's final moments alive. Then there are the pictures of Zimmerman. Pictures that show his injuries after he said he was attacked by Martin. But what, if anything, do these pictures actually prove? We're going to have more on that in a moment. Another compelling piece of evidence just released, audio recording of an interview between an assistant state attorney in Florida and Trayvon Martin's girlfriend. They were talking on the phone that evening just before the shooting. She told investigators that Trayvon Martin said a man was watching him from a car and following him, so Trayvon Martin started to run. Here's part of that interview.
Let me make sure I understand this. So, Trayvon tells you the guy's getting closer to him. And then you hear Trayvon saying something.
Yeah.
Right? And what do you hear Trayvon saying?
Why you following me for?
Why are you following me for?
Yeah.
And then what happened?
I hear this man, like an old man.
Okay.
Say, what are you doing around here?
Okay. So you definitely could tell another voice that was not Trayvon.
Yeah.
And you heard this other voice say what?
Yeah. What are you doing around here?
What are you doing around here? Okay.
And I called Trayvon. Trayvon, what's going on? What's going on?
This is you saying that. Okay.
And then I'm calling him. He didn't answer.
No answer from Trayvon.
Yeah. It's there. I hear something like bump. You can hear that Trayvon. Somebody bumped Trayvon. Because I can hear the grass.
Okay, so you could hear there was something going on.
Yeah.
Like something hitting something.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can hear. I can hear the grass thing.
Out of the, I guess out of his feet, out of the, okay. And then what happened?
And then I was still screaming. I was saying Trayvon, scream on.
And there was no response?
Yeah. And then next thing the phone just shut off.
The phone shut off?
It just shut off.
Okay. Did you hear any kind of screamings like help me or anything like that?
No.
Okay. Did you hear any kind of shot?
No.
Okay.
We know from the call that Zimmerman made to 911 that he was told not to follow Martin. Listen.
Are you following him? Yeah. Okay, we don't need you to do that. Okay.
Well, also just released a Sanford police report called a capias, which is a request for charges to be filed. That report is dated March 13th and says in part, quote, the encounter between George Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin was ultimately avoidable by Zimmerman if Zimmerman had remained in his vehicle and awaited the arrival of law enforcement, or conversely, if he had identified himself to Martin as a concerned citizen and initiated dialogue in an effort to dispel each party's concern. There's no indication that Trayvon Martin was involved in any criminal activity at the time of the encounter. Now, as we said, the newly released pile of documents, photos, medical reports, and video, it can be seen in a number of ways. Many pieces of the evidence seem to contradict each other, at least to be open to interpretation.